Since ancient times, art has been a profound medium for conveying humanity's deepest thoughts and philosophies. When Buddhism emerged and spread across different cultures, art became an indispensable part of its propagation, allowing people not only to approach its teachings through reason but also to experience them with their hearts. Every Buddha statue, every stroke on a Thangka painting, and every architectural detail of a temple embodies the spirit of enlightenment, reflecting Buddhism's profound philosophies on impermanence, karma, and liberation. Buddhist art is not merely an aesthetic expression, it is a synthesis of wisdom and compassion. Over thousands of years, despite the ever-changing tides of society and history, Buddhist art has remained steadfast in its core values, continuing to illuminate the spiritual path for countless generations. Each work of art is not merely a human creation but a means through which enlightened beings communicate messages of awakening, guiding people to confront their inner selves, recognize the transient nature of life, and move toward serenity. When stepping into the sacred space of a temple, standing before a Buddha statue with its serene and compassionate smile, or contemplating an intricate Thangka painting, one does not merely observe an artwork but experiences the presence of truth itself. It is a moment of dwelling in the present, of deep inner peace, of self-reflection in a world filled with illusions. In this way, Buddhist art is not just something to be admired but a mirror to illuminate one's own mind, a tool to awaken amidst the chaos of human existence. The journey of understanding Buddhist art is, in essence, a journey of returning to the roots of spirituality where form is merely a vehicle, and enlightenment is the ultimate destination. Within every symbol, every color, and every material, one can perceive the harmonious interweaving of the sacred and the mundane, the visible and the invisible, humanity and truth. By delving into the various aspects of Buddhist art, we not only engage with a vast cultural heritage but also gain an opportunity to reflect upon ourselves. The Buddha statues, with their half-closed eyes and tranquil expressions, carry immense spiritual strength, serving as a reminder to remain equanimous in the face of life's ups and downs. The Thangka paintings, with their intricate symbolism and profound depictions of the Buddhist worldview, act as maps guiding us on the path of practice. The temples, whether simple or grand, in any country, all share a common purpose: awakening, peace, and liberation. Art is not only a reflection of the worldview of its creators but also a mirror of the collective consciousness of an era. As society advances and people become increasingly caught up in the whirlwind of materialism and ceaseless concerns, Buddhist art serves as a refuge offering solace to the restless mind, a place where one can rediscover tranquility and clarity. In engaging with Buddhist art, we do not merely appreciate the beauty of artistic creation, we find a path leading back to our true selves. And within each artwork, be it a Buddha statue, a Thangka painting, or the architecture of a temple, lies an unchanging message: all things are impermanent, everything arises and ceases due to causes and conditions, and only wisdom and compassion pave the way to liberation. Buddhist art, from ancient times to the present, has never been merely an aesthetic expression but rather a profound medium for transmitting the Dharma, guiding beings toward the truth of liberation. Every carved line, every symbol depicted in Buddhist art carries messages of impermanence, karma, and the path to enlightenment. To contemplate Buddhist art is not just to admire its outward beauty, but to delve deeper into its layers of meaning, its worldview, its perspective on human existence, and its vision of the universe as revealed by the Buddha. In the earliest days, when the Buddha was still in the world, Buddhist art had not yet taken the form of statues or Thangka paintings but was expressed through symbolic representations. The Dharma wheel, with its 8 spokes, symbolized the Noble Eightfold Path. The Buddha's footprints signified the presence of the Enlightened One in the world, while stupas enshrined relics and embodied the spirit of the Dharma. These symbols formed the very foundation of Buddhist art, reflecting the wisdom and compassion of the awakened one while serving as bridges connecting practitioners to the path of liberation. Later, as Buddhism spread far and wide, art flourished and became an incredibly powerful means of spreading the teachings. People no longer merely listened to sutras, they could see the Dharma manifested in statues, paintings, and serene temples. Each work of art was not simply the creation of an artist but a lesson, a message about the path of cultivation, about compassion, wisdom, and the transcendence of suffering and the cycle of birth and death. A meditating Buddha statue does not merely depict majesty, it evokes the tranquility and equanimity of a mind that has attained enlightenment. A Thangka painting is not just an artistic decoration but a map guiding practitioners into meditation, helping them contemplate impermanence and the true nature of reality. Observing the different schools of Buddhist art around the world, we witness the richness of artistic expression, yet all converge upon a single truth: the path to liberation from samsara. Indian Buddhist art, originating from the very land of the Buddha, is deeply philosophical, with bas-reliefs depicting the life of the Buddha from his birth, renunciation, and enlightenment to his final passing into nirvana. These images do not merely narrate a historical story but remind practitioners of the nature of human existence and the path toward liberation. In China, Buddhist art was influenced by Taoism, evolving into a mystical and highly symbolic form. The thousand-armed, thousand-eyed Avalokiteshvara statues not only represent boundless compassion but also reflect the idea of skillful means in saving sentient beings. The caves of Dunhuang and Yungang, with their breathtaking murals, are not only artistic treasures but also vast repositories of Buddhist wisdom, allowing those who behold them to deeply sense the Buddhist view of reality. In Tibet, Buddhist art carries an aura of mystery and ritual, most clearly expressed in Thangka paintings and intricately designed mandalas. Every detail, every color within a Thangka has profound significance, not merely to illustrate Buddhist teachings but to serve as a medium for meditation, guiding the practitioner's consciousness toward liberation. In Southeast Asia, Buddhist art blends harmoniously with indigenous cultures, giving rise to temples and statues with unique local characteristics. Thai Buddha statues often possess a graceful, fluid form, while Cambodian Buddha statues exude solemnity and grandeur. In Vietnam, curved roof temples and smiling Maitreya statues reflect a Buddhist spirit that is both deeply spiritual and closely intertwined with everyday life. Buddhist art here is not only a spiritual expression but also a manifestation of cultural identity, faith, and the enduring values that have stood the test of time for millennia. Thus, Buddhist art is not merely a product of human creativity but a reflection of the Dharma itself, a medium through which people connect with truth and inner peace. Every work of art, whether a small Buddha figurine or a magnificent temple, carries the message of compassion and wisdom, reminding us to return to our pure, innate nature, to live in accordance with the Buddha's teachings, and to find peace and awakening amid the ever-changing world. For centuries, Buddha statues have been sacred symbols in the spiritual lives of Buddhist practitioners. They are not merely artistic creations but embodiments of the Dharma, the crystallization of wisdom and compassion, reminding us to return to our pure, innate nature. Within monastic sanctuaries, where temples stand in solemn dignity, Buddha statues are often enshrined at the center as an expression of reverence for the awakened one. However, they are not confined to temple grounds alone but also find their place in homes, meditation spaces, and personal sanctuaries. When gazing upon a Buddha statue, the mind of a devotee naturally settles, silencing worldly distractions and allowing for deep contemplation of oneself, life, and the path to liberation. Buddha statues are not objects of worship in the conventional sense but rather tools that guide practitioners to remember the Buddha's vows, to generate faith, and to cultivate the Bodhi mind. The Buddha once taught, "Whoever sees the Dharma sees the Tathagata," Thus, veneration of a Buddha image is not about paying homage to an external form but about honoring the teachings and striving to embody them in daily practice. Each posture of a Buddha statue conveys profound meaning, symbolizing various stages on the path to awakening. The image of the Buddha in meditation, seated in serene composure, represents inner stillness and undisturbed clarity, an embodiment of the tranquil mind free from defilements. This serves as a reminder of the importance of meditation, for only when the mind is completely at peace, untainted by greed, hatred, or delusion, can one perceive the true nature of all phenomena. The depiction of the Buddha in parinirvana, reclining on his right side with his head resting on his hand, signifies the ultimate liberation transcending the cycle of birth and death. This is not an end but rather an abiding in the state of absolute reality, where suffering and attachment cease to bind the mind. Observing an image of the Buddha entering nirvana, one cannot help but reflect on the impermanence of human existence, reminding us that this body will eventually decay, while wisdom and merit are the only true companions on the journey to liberation. The image of the Buddha holding an alms bowl is a familiar one, evoking humility and the monastic practice of alms-seeking. The alms bowl symbolizes contentment and selflessness, for a monk on alms rounds does not discriminate between rich and poor, nor does he cling to material possessions. Instead, he views sustenance as merely a means to maintain the body for the sake of practice. This image serves as a lesson in humility and renunciation, teaching that true peace is found not in accumulation but in simplicity and letting go. Although Buddha statues across different cultures exhibit unique artistic styles, reflecting local traditions and aesthetics, they all embody the same essence of wisdom and compassion. In India, the birthplace of Buddhism, Buddha statues exude solemn grace with finely carved features that radiate serenity. Sculptures found in Sarnath and Ajanta, for instance, not only capture the physical beauty of the Buddha but also convey a gentle and tranquil presence, deeply rooted in the teachings of the Dharma. Notably, early Buddhist art in India refrained from depicting the Buddha directly, instead using symbolic representations such as the Dharma wheel, the Buddha's footprints, or the Bodhi tree, emphasizing the formless nature of enlightenment. In Japan, Buddha statues often embody Zen simplicity, minimalistic yet profoundly contemplative. The Great Buddha of Kamakura and the Amida Buddha at Byodo-in Temple, for instance, reflect the meditative essence of Zen Buddhism, helping those who gaze upon them enter a state of deep introspection and inner stillness. Japanese Buddhist art, though restrained in form, places great emphasis on spiritual expression, capturing the profound silence and clarity that Zen practice cultivates. In Vietnam, Buddha statues possess a rustic, down-to-earth quality while maintaining their sacred presence. Notable examples include the Amitabha Buddha at Phat Tich Pagoda, the thousand-handed Avalokiteshvara at Bathap Pagoda, and the statue of King Tran Nan Tong atop Mount Yen Tuesday. These statues embody the distinctive spirit of Vietnamese Buddhism, both mystical and practical, transcendent yet intimately connected to everyday life. The art of Buddha sculpture in Vietnam is deeply intertwined with the daily lives of the people, reflecting the engaged and compassionate nature of Buddhist practice in this land. A Buddha statue is more than just a work of art, it is a gateway that brings individuals closer to the Dharma. When contemplating a Buddha image, what matters is not its aesthetic perfection but its ability to inspire reverence, compassion, and wisdom within us. After all, every being inherently possesses Buddha nature and the potential for awakening. A Buddha statue serves as a mirror, reflecting our own inner journey, reminding us of the path we walk and the ultimate truth we seek. Thangka paintings are one of the most distinctive artistic symbols of Tibetan Buddhism, not only possessing aesthetic value but also carrying profound philosophical meaning rooted in the Dharma. Each painting is not merely a work of art but also a gateway to the spiritual world, guiding practitioners toward enlightenment. Originating from Tibetan culture, Thangka paintings flourished within the Vajrayana Buddhist tradition. The great masters and Buddhist teachers of Tibet regard Thangkas as a means of transmitting the Dharma, helping practitioners contemplate and reflect on the path to liberation. These paintings are not just visual representations, they serve as conduits connecting the visible and invisible worlds, bridging the practitioner and the enlightened beings. Thangka paintings are also a medium for meditation, aiding practitioners in contemplating the impermanent nature of all things. When gazing upon a Thangka, one can focus on every detail, every line, and every color, contemplating the workings of the universe, the law of cause and effect, and the cycle of birth and death. These paintings are not merely decorative objects but sacred tools that lead individuals into a state of mindfulness, helping them find peace within the teachings of the Buddha. The process of creating a Thangka is deeply spiritual, requiring not only exceptional artistic skill but also an inner state of purity from the artist. Before beginning a painting, the artist often undergoes a ritual of purification, sometimes engaging in chanting and meditation to attain the purest state of mind. According to Tibetan Buddhist tradition, a Thangka is not merely an image but a vessel of spiritual energy, a harmonious blend of art and the Dharma. The proportions in Thangka paintings follow strict guidelines based on ancient principles passed down for thousands of years. Every line and every symbol holds specific significance, meticulously crafted with absolute reverence for Buddhist teachings. Thangka painters are not merely skilled artists, they are also individuals deeply knowledgeable about the Dharma, devoted to the three jewels with profound respect. Colors in Thangka paintings are used with great care, each carrying deep symbolic meaning. In Buddhist philosophy, colors represent different aspects of the spiritual path. Blue symbolizes wisdom and tranquility, yellow signifies merit and blessings, red embodies the power of compassion, and white represents purity and liberation. The pigments used in Thangka paintings are often derived from natural minerals, finely crushed gemstones, or herbal substances, ensuring both the durability and sacred essence of the artwork. The themes of Thangka paintings are vast and diverse, reflecting various aspects of Tibetan Buddhism. One of the most common themes is depictions of the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas. These paintings often portray Sakyamuni Buddha in meditative postures, delivering teachings, or entering nirvana, reminding practitioners of the path to enlightenment. Additionally, bodhisattvas such as Avalokiteshvara, Manjushri, and Samantabhadra are also frequently depicted, each representing different virtues and vows to liberate sentient beings. Another prominent theme in Thangka paintings is the sacred mandala, a geometric representation of the universe and enlightenment. Mandalas are highly structured, meticulously designed to symbolize the harmony of all things. More than just artistic expressions, mandalas serve as powerful meditation tools, helping practitioners concentrate their minds and cultivate inner peace. By contemplating a mandala, one can gain insight into the workings of the cosmos, realizing the impermanent nature of all things and the ultimate truth beyond appearances. A significant theme in Thangka paintings is the depiction of the cycle of samsara, illustrating the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, along with the causes of rebirth in the six realms: the heavenly realm, the human realm, the realm of demigods, the animal realm, the hungry ghost realm, and the hell realm. These paintings often feature the wheel of life, Bhava Chakra, illustrating the karmic forces governing human existence and serving as a profound reminder of the transient and suffering-filled nature of worldly life. By contemplating these images, practitioners can reflect on karma, cause and effect, and cultivate the aspiration to break free from the cycle of samsara through spiritual practice. Thus, Thangka paintings are not merely an artistic tradition but also invaluable spiritual treasures that connect individuals to the Dharma and illuminate the path of practice. When observing a Thangka, one does not merely appreciate its visual beauty but also experiences the depth of Buddhist philosophy, cultivating reverence and deepening one's commitment to the journey toward awakening. The architecture of Buddhist temples is not merely about construction, it is a profound reflection of philosophical and spiritual depth. Each temple stands as a symbol of the Dharma in this world, serving as a sanctuary for the mind and a guiding light for sentient beings on the path to enlightenment. In Buddhist tradition, a temple is not only a place of worship but also a sacred treasure, connecting people with the teachings through its solemn atmosphere, dignified structure, and serene surroundings. Since the time of the Buddha, monastic dwellings and temples began to take shape. As Buddhism spread across different lands, its places of worship evolved, integrating Buddhist principles with local cultures. Each country and region, influenced by its geography and customs, developed distinctive temple styles. Yet, despite these external differences, all Buddhist temples share a common essence: the aspiration for enlightenment. They embody the Buddhist worldview, wherein every architectural element reflects the profound teachings of the Blessed One. Temple architecture carries profound symbolic meaning. Every detail within a temple aligns with a particular Buddhist philosophy. Temples are often built on elevated, open spaces, symbolizing transcendence from the mundane world and the aspiration toward liberation. The three entrance gates, Sanman, are not merely entryways but represent the three doors to liberation: emptiness, signlessness, and wishlessness. The sweeping, upward curving roofs symbolize the yearning to transcend samsara, the cycle of birth and death. The layout of a temple reflects the cosmic principles of Buddhism. The main hall, Buddha Hall, enshrines the image of the Buddha, representing supreme wisdom and enlightenment. The Dharma Hall is where teachings are transmitted, providing a space for monks and lay practitioners to study and cultivate the path. Stupas and relic towers hold sacred remains or relics of great masters, symbolizing reverence and the continuity of Buddhist tradition through generations. In India, the birthplace of Buddhism, temples bear the marks of early Buddhist traditions. Structures like the Great Stupa of Sanchi, Nalanda University, and the monastic caves of Ajunta and Ellora illustrate the profound connection between spirituality and nature. Indian Buddhist temples were not just places of worship but also centers of education and meditation, where scholars and practitioners gathered to study scriptures and engage in deep contemplation. In Tibet, temples embody the mystical nature of Vajrayana Buddhism. Majestic structures such as the Potala Palace and Tashilhunpo Monastery are built atop mountains, featuring vibrant rooftops and fortress-like walls. Tibetan temples are adorned with Thangka paintings, stupas, and prayer wheels, creating an atmosphere rich in spiritual symbolism. These elements evoke a sacred world where esoteric practices and deep devotion converge. Japan developed a unique Zen-inspired temple architecture, simple, yet profoundly meditative. Temples such as Kinkakuji, Golden Pavilion, and Ryoan-ji, with their tranquil rock gardens, reflect the Zen principle of silence surpasses words. Japanese temples blend harmoniously with nature, employing rustic wooden materials to create a serene environment, conducive to inner peace and mindfulness. In contrast, Vietnamese temples embody folk traditions, integrating seamlessly with everyday village life. Unlike the grand temples of Tibet or the minimalist Zen structures of Japan, Vietnamese temples exude warmth and familiarity, often built amid rural landscapes, atop hills, or beside winding rivers. Their gracefully curved roofs, covered with yin-yang tiles, convey an antique yet refined beauty. Statues of the Buddha and Bodhisattvas, sculpted with gentle, compassionate expressions, embody the spirit of loving-kindness deeply rooted in Vietnamese Buddhism. More than just places of worship, Vietnamese temples function as cultural centers, hosting festivals and communal activities that reflect the spirit of the people. Despite differences in form, all Buddhist temples worldwide share a singular purpose: to guide individuals back to themselves, helping them find inner peace. A temple is not merely an architectural structure, it is a Dharma instrument, facilitating connection with the teachings and illuminating the path of practice. Even a fleeting moment spent within a temple, if approached with sincerity and single-minded devotion to the three jewels, can reveal profound insights into the impermanent nature of existence, inspiring the aspiration to practice and transcend the ocean of suffering and rebirth. When gazing upon a temple, one does not only see its grandeur but also feels its stillness and sacredness. Every corner of a temple, every statue, and every eve holds a silent teaching, guiding practitioners closer to enlightenment. Buddhist art is not merely a cultural expression but a vivid embodiment of wisdom and compassion. Every artistic creation, whether a serene Buddha statue, a vibrant Thangka painting, or a majestic temple, carries a sacred message of awakening and liberation. These works are not just human creations but reflections of the profound principles embedded in the Buddha's teachings. In today's world, where people are swept up in the endless currents of work, responsibilities, and insatiable desires, Buddhist art serves as a gentle yet profound reminder urging us to pause, look inward, and recognize the value of inner peace. Standing before a Buddha statue with a tranquil smile, we can sense stillness and freedom from worldly burdens. Contemplating a Thangka, we glimpse the interconnectedness of the cosmos and consciousness. Entering an ancient temple, we feel the breath of time, the continuity of tradition, and the sacred presence of the Dharma. Buddhist art is a path leading us closer to enlightenment. It reveals not only the beauty of the world but also the impermanence of all things, teaching us to cherish the present moment. These sacred forms are not merely religious symbols but gateways to the depths of our own being, where we may find peace and clarity amid life's constant changes. Though time flows and the world transforms, the value of Buddhist art remains eternal. In every intricate carving, every brushstroke, and every delicate detail lies a profound message about the human condition, that all things are transient, that everything we cling to will one day fade, and that only wisdom and compassion are the true guides to genuine peace and liberation. It is my hope that through these reflections, you may come to see Buddhist art not merely as something to admire but as something to experience, something not only to understand but also to practice. For in Buddhism, art is not merely the product of human hands, it is also a means of deep inner transformation, a bridge leading us to self-awareness and a life of serenity. May each step on your journey bring you mindfulness, awakening, and boundless compassion. And whenever your heart feels restless, consider standing before a Buddha statue, gazing at a Thangka, or entering a temple to rediscover the peace that Buddhist art so gracefully bestows. For in the end, Buddhist art is not merely a legacy of the past, it is a beacon for the present and future, guiding us back to ourselves and to the true peace that lies within the ever-changing currents of life.